The Clean and Jerk by Brandon, Vinny, and Ross. The Clean and Jerk is an Olympic lift. It appeared in the first Olympics in 1896. The Clean and Jerk has two main phases, the power clean phase and the split jerk. Multiple muscles and joints are used in the Clean and Jerk, and it occurs in multiple planes of motion. The world record currently stands at 246 kilograms, or roughly 542 pounds.
Beginning in the squatted position with the hips slightly above the knees and the back straight, the lifter is ready to begin the power clean. The first motion of the power clean involves concentrically contracting the quadriceps, gluteus maximus, and erector spinae to extend the knees, hips, and back. This is done to begin lifting the bar off the ground. Next, the gastrocnemius and the trapezius will concentrically contract to plantar flex the ankles and elevate the shoulder girdle. The lifter then begins to pull the bar up while simultaneously lowering themselves under it, which is why it can be referred to as ducking under the bar. There will be a brief period of upward rotation of the shoulder girdle, abduction of the glenohumeral joint, flexion of the elbow, and flexion of the wrist. This action is similar to the beginning of an upright row. The agonists of this portion of the lift are the middle fibers of the trapezius, the deltoid, the biceps brachii, and the flexor carpi radialis and palmaris longus, respectively. The lifter now needs to flip their grip on the bar. This is done by contracting the rhomboids, the latissimus dorsi, and the extensor carpi ulnaris along with the extensor carpi radialis brevis. Respectively, the concentric contraction of the previously stated muscles will cause downward rotation of the shoulder girdle, adduction of the glenohumeral joint, and extension of the wrist. The lifter needs to catch the bar with their elbows high, so the lifter will contract their pectoralis major to adduct the arm, which is still in the flex position, and contract the deltoid to flex the shoulder. To catch the bar in the low squat position, the quadriceps and the gluteus maximus will eccentrically contract to lower the body. Once the bar is caught in a low squat position, the quadriceps, the gluteus maximus, and the erector spinae contract concentrically to front squat the bar all the way up into the fully upright standing position. At this point, the lifter has successfully cleaned the weight. After a brief recovery pause following the clean, the lifter is now ready to begin the split jerk. The jerk begins with a slight bend of the knees and hips, maybe as deep as a quarter squat. The quadriceps and gluteus maximus first contract eccentrically, lowering the weight down just a bit, then contract concentrically very quickly and powerfully to extend the knees and hips to produce a great amount of momentum. The bar is then lifted off the shoulders and extended fully above the head of the lifter. Similarly to the ducking in the clean, the lifter spread their legs into a lunge to lower themselves and decrease the total distance that the weight needs to be extended over their head. The muscles used to extend the weight are primarily the triceps brachii and the deltoid. They both contract concentrically to extend the elbow and flex the glenohumeral joint respectively. At the same time, the right leg is moved forward by flexing at the hip using a concentric contraction of the iliopsoas along with the sartorius and iliacus. The forward knee is bent by concentrically contracting the hamstrings. The left leg is moved backward by extending at the hip using the concentric contraction of the gluteus maximus and the hamstrings. Once the lifter lands, the opposite actions must be performed on the legs at the hips and the knees. The hamstrings and gluteus maximus must now contract on the front leg to extend it back to anatomical position. The iliopsoas and the sartorius and iliacus must contract concentrically to flex the back leg back to anatomical position. To extend the front knee, the quadriceps of the right leg will contract concentrically. Once they have complete control of the weight, with their arms fully extended over their head and their legs straight and together, they will pause for a moment. In the competition, they will be given a signal to drop the weight. They have now fully completed the jerk and thus completed the clean and jerk.
There are many common errors when performing the clean and jerk. The first, as seen in the clip, is not getting in the proper squat position at the start of the lift. As you can see, his hips are higher compared to his shoulders. This can lead to back injuries. In this next clip, the lifter extends his knees, then his hips, rather than at the same time. This causes the bar to move forward and back rather than vertically. The lifter will then have to reverse curl the weight rather than upright row, which is wasted movement. Another common error while clean and jerking is not ducking under the bar enough. This makes the lift more challenging because it increases the distance the weight must be moved for a successful catch.